Yo, now this is one that I usually do in the program, and I know program people. There are well, now 4 spots left. It was 3, but one person is taking a break for a while. But there are 4 spots available in the program. Like I told y'all, it's $100 to start, $50 a month. Now check this out. If you don't have this, always keep this in your house, and it's actually good to keep in your house if you have kids. Activated charcoal. Yes, I'm going to give out one of my secrets. No, whether your dog has any kind of, even if it's a parasite that's causing the issues to the intestines, if the dog has gotten into a poison or anything of that nature, activated charcoal can be a lifesaver. What it is, it's a pill, you know, and I always get the pill form. I don't know if it's another form out there. But what you do, of course, you pop the dog with a couple pills, you know what I mean? And I do it a couple times a day, literally, until I see the results that I want to see. But what's great about the activated charcoal is it actually sucks up whatever the toxins are in the stomach. It helps relieve the stomach issues bad. It works very, very well for parvo, you know, because with parvo, we already know that it's a hydration thing, and you know, of course, you need some antibiotics. But the quicker that you can dry up the issues that are going on in the stomach, the better for the dog, because that'll also stop the nausea and the dog wanting to throw up all the time. The dog, you know, releasing the bowels with the bloody stools and all of that. It helps that super fast, you know what I mean? So if you don't have it in your repertoire, get you some, because if a major issue comes along, like I say, even with poisoning, whatever the case, if it's anything irritable to the stomach, whatever's going on, activated charcoal has always been a good thing for me. Of course, it's not the only thing I use. You know, I do go, and Pepto is one of my friends, where I'll go ahead and pop them some Pepto also to stop, you know, to stop the stomach from being crazy, because especially with dogs, man, hydration just seems to be the killer when you run across any of these things. If you can stop that bleeding, if you can stop that diarrhea, you know what I mean, and keep the dog hydrated and get the stomach under control with some antibiotics and you know, other things, it works, you know. Now, I recently helped a brother out, and he saved his dog. I've actually helped, it seems like, a shitload of people with parvo. But this is something else. When you're doing your Pedialyte, I recommend this. And like I say, this goes with parvo and any other stomach irritability where it's getting to the point where the dog has blood in its you know, in his stool, or bloody diarrhea, or whatever the case may be. When you're hydrating, of course, clear Pedialyte, no flavor, is great. Now, what I like to do is I love to mix that with apple cider vinegar, because the apple cider vinegar actually will start attacking what's causing the stomach, you know what I mean? If it's any infection there, then excuse me, stuttering like hell, the apple cider vinegar, actually, I've had great results with that, man. Great results with that, where, you know, the Pedialyte apple cider vinegar mix, you know, a little bit of Pepto, activated charcoal, you know, attacking the stomach in many different ways to get it to settle down and to kill the bacteria. And of course, if you have antibiotics on hand, it's always good to go ahead and hit them with the antibiotics. But these, you know, these are ways, and you know, depending on whichever illness or issue you're dealing with, these are ways to help the stomach out, you know what I mean? And like I say, depending on whatever the case it is that it may be, you know, the activated charcoal, the vinegar, the Pedialyte, great things. Now, what I do know is sometimes with certain toxins, they'll tell you not to do the Pepto. They'll just tell you to keep hydrating, keep hydrating, keep hydrating. And if you know, if they're throwing it up, great, because they're getting it out of their stomach, or whatever the case may be. But those are things that you want in your repertoire as you deal with anything. You know what I mean? Like, if I see anything going on with the stool, immediately I start going to these things, you know what I mean? And I've recommended it to a lot of other people, and I can show you, I've got a ton of letters, man. Thank you so much. You know what I mean? It was times where people couldn't get to the veterinarian, and I would talk them through the whole parvo situation. And I've talked them through, you know, toxicity situations on how to get that stomach flushed out, what to do. You know, activated charcoal was always in that thing too, you know what I mean? But it's, of course, I can't be specific because I'm talking about a different realm, and I just was bringing in activated charcoal. But if you do not have it, you should stock it. It could save your dog. It could literally save your dog's life and help them out of some horrible situations. And I always recommend keeping your apple cider vinegar around, and I always recommend keeping you an antibiotic on the side. I don't care shit what them people say. Get you some fish mox, or you know, the fish ceph, or I keep them all. But you know, immediately, you know, sometimes especially when we dealing with these veterinarians now that want to fix your dog as soon as they got to treat your dog, or they just turning your dog away, you know, you got to go about it. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to be a doctor at the house, but these are things that have definitely helped my dogs, that have helped other people's dogs along the way. So definitely keep you some activated charcoal around, and you know, and it's a similar thing with the kids. You know what I mean? It definitely helps if the kids have gotten into something that they have not that they were not supposed to be into, you know. And even you know, like when it's like a stomach virus, you know, I'll go ahead and pop a little bit of that. You know, it helps the stomach out a lot. But until next time, y'all, God bless you. Much love. Peace.